Alrighty, let's see how this works. So, one of the things I did before was I took that and drilled a little hole in here using the drill press. So I put it in a drill press, punch a small little hole. The size on that is looks like it's a 1/16. So put some thread tape on there and tighten that down. So what do we have here? There's a ton of other raw materials. I'm gonna move my mess over here. Got a regulator, pressure regulator from Amazon. A couple pieces of iron. I'm gonna lay this all out here for you. My original plan didn't quite work out for regulating the air, so I reckon this is what I'll be using instead. We'll see how that works. I do have one of these, so this might work out just fine, I think. Control the amount of air going in. All right. What else do we have? We have a ton of other copper fittings or brass fittings that we're gonna use. So I had one of these, and what I ended up doing using a drill press is I drilled a couple holes through it. They should be lined out quite well. And what I used there for this is one of these carbide bits from Harbor Freight. I like them. It's the Bauer ones. So basically just went all the way almost to the bottom there. And what I want to do is take this piece and set it inside here. So I have the nozzle that I built. So you see the nozzle, and that's the little nozzle hole. I was going to use a MIG tip. I could still make it, so it is screws in, so I could just as easily change it if I put the 0.030 MIG tip on, but I'll be using this one for now. So basically just drop that in. Let's go to unscrew this so we can put thread tape on everything. And then we're going to just do it like so. And then we can do that tightening of these things once we get it all together. Oh, I probably need my thread tape, huh? So let's take that back out, put some thread tape on. Silly. I don't know how to use thread tape. Like, this is all, I'm just winging it as best as I can. But I can't imagine it's rocket science on how to use this stuff. So let's stick that in there. All right, so we're gonna get that in there. We'll hand tighten and we can tighten down a lot tighter here in a little bit. All right, we'll put some more thread tape around this one. This is kind of a high temperature thread tape, so it goes up to about 600 degrees. I picked it up at Home Depot. And then we're going to set that one up here. All right, so now if we look down in here, we've got the back end where the oxygen will come in. Then we have the front where the gas will flow out. So the basic take here is gas will come in, run down through here, and get into the tube. So, hopefully that didn't shake it too much. My apologies. So once that's on there, let's get the other set with thread tape on as well. So here's a little bit more thread tape. Again, not an expert at thread tape, but I can't imagine it's rocket science on how to use. So we're gonna put the end cap on here. Now we do have one of these big handy dandy pliers, yay. And all it'll do is tighten, good to go. And that naturally should tighten the rest of that all the way down. So this is my WOG adapter from Amazon. Basically just picked this up for, I don't know, $7, $8, whatever it was. But I need to change it from the 1/4 to 3/8. So we'll put this on here, thread tape. Good, thank you for reminding me. A bit more thread tape. I probably should be cutting it with the scissor or razor, but I don't know. I don't know how the experts do it. I can't imagine they spend so much time cutting each of these things every time they use it. All right, handy dandy plier. Probably good enough for government work, I reckon. All right, so now if we look down in here, we got a little nozzle. We'll be JB welding that together, so it'll work out just fine. All right, I'm gonna put the end on. Here's my WOG adapter, again, thread tape, right? I mean, if there's a better way to do that, I guess let me know. But I reckon in principle I'm doing what should be done. All right, now here's where I want to try to line this up in a way that makes some sense. Handy dandy plier. Handy dandy plier, there we go. So that should be nicely lined out. Open, close, perfect. Now, I don't think we need thread tape here. We have some of this awesome little red seal stuff that came with it. And I believe, let's see, where is my end? Has it in here. So we're gonna go tighten that on now. Screw, screw, screw. I'm gonna hold it there and tighten. And tighten. All right, so now we got gas, we got no gas, and we have this awesome flare connection to go into the gas line here. So if you take a look at that, we have the flare and then the inlet for the flare. I don't think I need to thread tape that though. This cool little thing I got for about $30, but it does have the PSI regulator up to 30 PSI and a little freaking pressure gauge, so that's awesome. All right, so some JB Weld magic, we'll get that all together. Then, on the back side, what am I gonna do is I'll basically be putting this in. And then, once I get that piece in there, where is my other piece? There's my other piece. And it's how I intend to control the air. So it gets put in there. Do I need thread tape? I don't know, probably not, but why not? Right, I mean, it can't possibly hurt anything, I reckon. Let's take it all apart real quick. And let's just put some thread tape here just because, yeah, and I'll be consistent. Let's be consistent. Some happy little tape's gonna go right about here. All right, that's there. I reckon that's gonna run up against the back of that. Handy dandy pliers. Uh-oh, a little bit too big. That should work there, right? So let's tighten. Tighten. Perfect. Now, let's go ahead and put in our other side. Oh, firm, fair, and consistent. Let's put on some more thread tape. Probably overkill on thread tape, but you know, whatever. All right. So what we have now is our little contraption reducer. It's a 1.5 to a 1 to the 1-inch thread, and that 1-inch thread we're going to put onto our valve. So thread tape. Let's do it again. Most of these pieces of iron and stuff I picked up from Home Depot or Ace Hardware, with one exception, or a couple exceptions. This one here I picked up on Amazon. It's a WOG, I believe it was 3/8 or no, it's quarter. All right, so let's see. We want to have this, right now it's open. I guess we can tighten it as needed. There we go, down. We need to get you to come up around just a little bit more. Handy dandy channel locks. I don't know if we're gonna be able to get it though. Maybe reverse it and flip it over, maybe. Let's see. That's probably good enough for government work. Right, so this will be gas is open, gas is closed, air is open, air is closed. Oh, that's going to be air is closed, air is open. Gas is closed, gas is open. All right. Now we need to JB weld some, make sure that that's going to be leveled when I put the JB weld on. What else do we need? Let's build a flare. So after that gets all together and I get that all squared away, I'll end up putting this in. Probably no thread tape for this. Maybe some thread tape. And then this will go into the furnace itself. And this last piece is the flare. So there we go. That's the whole contraption here. We got our air manager or air inlet here, gas inlet there. It's blocked here. We made that little nozzle to spray gas down this hole. When we flare it, we'll fire it from the outside, and that should handle it. We're gonna try that. We'll see how that works out, but I need to JB weld some stuff. Some of the fire brick that I use from Ace Hardware. It's rated to 2800, I believe, or 2700. Let's take a look at the box. So it's 2700. But a box of these is about 30 bucks, 25 bucks. Good for fire pits, pizza ovens, stove lining, fire boxes, fireplaces, and furnaces. But it's written in white, so you can't see it. Now this furnace has already been through a couple blasts that we did with charcoal, and I haven't cleaned this one out yet. Basic here, I took some refractory cement, closed it out between two of those different fire bricks, cut a hole in the middle using some carbide hole bits. Here's my awesome crucible. Probably need to get that cleaned down just a little bit, but you can find that out on Amazon as well. Move this up here. There we go. Some of the aluminum still in there from the last melt. I put the stuff back in there just so I can chop it down. If you look in here, we have some of the fire. This stuff right here makes up the lining in here. Then I've got fire brick on top of it with refractory cement. For the most part, when it is running, it doesn't get super hot immediately, but once we get through the burn, the outside starts getting hot. So it kind of operates like it should. But that's the gist of it. We have some little things that we made with that. So that's pretty much the flare. And then what I want to do with that flare is I want to jam it down here. It's going to come in. I'll move this block out here since we don't have to worry about the coals no more. We'll suck that all out with a vacuum cleaner. And then I'll pull this inlet out, just like so. And that's basically some black steel. take the other one. Since it's mostly modular. And just run that through here. Come out on the inside. And there we go. So the flame will hit here. So I hope I don't burn a hole through there, but we'll see how it goes after a couple burns. I might have to build a new furnace, but that's okay. Some good training. So we'll leave that in there just for the sake of doing it. Let's see, anything else we want to cover today? Nope, I think that's about it. That's my build out for the flare. Once I do get the JB weld in there and it gets held down, we'll set up another one to kind of do the test run. All right, well, over and out.